Hi, KOG here. I'll be doing something different today. Uh, some of my viewers asked me, what the hell is happening with HIBE and ADOR type of a question. So I said, I'll look into it and I'll post something. Now, as I looked into it more and more, it just became pretty apparent what was happening. Second, today I just saw certain evidences that made it pretty darn clear what was happening to me. If it was true, if the evidences are true, I could kind of tell what the hell was happening. So, I thought I'll make something that will help you guys understand what's happening here, because this involves certain business tactics and things like corporate laws, legality, the tricks, hostile takeovers. This is like 80s, I don't know, like a greed movie type of a deal, you know? And it could be kind of jarring for you guys. So I'm going to try to be as informative as possible. And I'll just go from start to the end. Okay? Till today. What's available to us today. Now, Bang Ji-hyuk, you guys know, father of BTS. He's a songwriter and producer from the beginning. He's actually a starting member of JYP. JYP started by Bang and JYP. Those just two guys. Now, later on, he created Big Hit Entertainment by himself. He owned more than like $10 million himself. So he was about to go down. It was really bad, from what I hear. But, hey, guess what? BTS kicks butt. And with that, he creates HIBE. Okay. Now, who is Min Heejin? Obviously, she's CEO of ADOR. She's an art director. She's not a songwriter. She's not a producer. She's an art director. That's what she does. Awesomely. Now, she's like a legend because she went into SM as an entry-level worker and later on becomes the head art director of the company. She becomes one of the, powerhouse within SM. Incredible. Yeah, so basically what she usually does is like albums, teams, artist concepts. That's what she was involved in. And what people wear and stuff like that. Now, later on, she quits SM and she starts to hang with Big Hit. And she becomes a launching director of Big Hit girl group. Okay. And then another company called Source Music. This is important. Source Music, which is subsidiary of HIBE and also before it was like Big Hit. But anyway, so they do this Plus Global Edition and they pick out 4 ladies, from my understanding. So 4 out of 5 were picked by Source Music and also with Big Hit. Now, these 4 ladies goes to ADOR because they created the company. And this also is a subsidiary of HIBE. She just has autonomy in running the company. In like she's giving him the control. Put her in the driver's seat basically, and she launches New Jeans, and they become a global sensation. Now we're all caught up. Let's get to the next part. Now, this is the basic timeline, how this thing started. HIBE audits ADOR. Simple. You know what audit is, right? Now, but how they did it is very important. They do it through financial papers and media. This is significant because when like an open company or so-called incorporated company do something, they have to show their action and tell it publicly, and they have to put it up somewhere, basically. Not everything, but this means a lot. This means that HIBE got something. They're pretty darn sure. So this is not, one of those media plays that try to sling crap at each other. No. This is how you do it legally. So basically she has to adhere to it as a head of their company, because shareholders, especially in this case, major shareholder, 80%, they have right to audit. And when they do it this way, that means they mean business, legal action included. So I knew from the get-go, they're not playing. There's something there. This is serious. Now, what are the contents? Let me go through this real quick. It's pretty simple. Was hostile takeover planned? Did you release HIBE, not ADOR, HIBE company information, secrets to other people for the purpose of hostile takeover of ADOR? Did you hire people unlawfully or with malintent so that they'll have a better chance at the coup d'etat? Did you try to buy out other shareholders so that same thing? Did you try to influence Min Heejin's members and their parents so that they can execute this takeover? And lastly, did you illegally release Min Heejin's members' personal info, or to those those people where you're trying to get money from? Now, pretty simple, but this is some serious ass questions. This is really serious questions. When I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, this is like being served legally. And they know what's up. So, basically, they say she was talking to people from like the funds from Arab and Singapore and whatever they can get their hands on. Now, here comes the response from Min Heejin. I'm going to write MHJ. She's supposed to respond to the audit. That's a responsibility as a CEO, and she also has a legal responsibility, but she goes to the public. She says, as you guys probably know, Eyelet is stealing Min Heejin's concepts. HIBE is outing her because she didn't like the fact that the Min Heejin's were being stolen concepts, and she refuses to answer to the audit, and she doesn't want to open the information on her computers and things like that. By the way, she's supposed to, she has to, but she's doing one of these media play things. Now, at this point, I'm not really happy with what she's doing because it's a bad thing for all concerned. HIBE lost $550 million, 7% or something, 7.5 or something, somewhere there, of the stock value, thanks to this $550 million. So she's not following procedure, she's not following law, but she's trying to wild things up and start fan wars and stuff like that. Now, what I personally disliked was her response to the public. To me, it kind of sounded like she was talking not only to the public, but kind of mainly to the New Jeans members. It sounded like, I tried to protect you guys from these thieves, and I love you guys, but hey, now they're trying to kill me and all that. Well, she didn't say that exactly, but that was the gist of it. And to me, it sounded like she was talking to New Jeans. Okay, I didn't think that was that cool. Very unprofessional, because it hurts everyone involved, including New Jeans, including the ADOR, including HIBE. That's what she decided to do. Now, let's go to the question of, is it a theft? Is New Jeans concepts totally new? There's nothing like them. There are a bunch of pictures and things that has like photo shoots and things that New Jeans have done that looks like someone else's. Okay. However, when I checked out Eyelid, I think there are similarities. I think so. I'm just telling you guys straight up. I think Eyelid has a lot of things a little too similar to New Jeans. Now the question of morality of it, is it right, wrong? Theft is always bad. Eyelid is trying to steal things from New Jeans and all that hate that might be going around. To that, I think there is something to it. Now, that being said, I don't think it's a non-issue. Totally non-issue. Number one, two companies are owned by the same entity, HIBE. They're New Jeans, Eyelid, they're both HIBE. There's no ADOR. There is, but it's a subsidiary. That's, and even New Jeans, they got the members from HIBE with HIBE's money, and ADOR was set up with HIBE money, and operation was done with HIBE money, and later on, propagation and marketing, HIBE helped a lot. So it's like, are you stealing from yourself? I don't know. But like I said, yes, they're similar, but in this realm of questions and answers, I believe it's non-issue. They did, they didn't, whatever. Because of these reasons. Hostile takeover was planned, and a lot of it seemed to have executed before even Eyelid debut. What's the point? Now, second, like I said, HIBE owns everything, and no matter what she's doing, there are many ways to solve this problem. If she felt they were too similar, she could have talked to Bang Si-hyuk, whatever, or make an illegal issue out of this. Even if you are a subsidiary, ADOR can say, "Hey, I think they're stealing from us." They could have. There are a million ways to do this. Not this way. So that is why this is non-issue. Totally non-issue. You might dislike somebody because something they did, and maybe or there's some truth to it, that somebody, that the other person is doing something that you don't like, but you trying to kill that person is another story, right? It's a totally that's why I'm saying it's non-issue. We got to look at what she has done. Now, as a background, this is what entertainment business people say, insiders take on this thing. They say it was inevitable. They used to joke it was two bangs. They're just too similar. Uh, they didn't just get along from the beginning, and it just didn't work because they're very strong-willed, and prideful, and they have to do it things on their way. They don't care. Okay. She just did whatever she wanted, and they talk about things like scheduling. There are Cube. I mean, there are so many companies under HIBE, right? And they also, each company has different stars, different idols and stars, entertainers. Now, you don't want to do a comeback at the same time. It would be like brothers and sisters, family hurting each other. Why would you do that? You should schedule things all together, right? As a family. She didn't. She totally disregarded HIBE. She would just schedule comebacks. For example, comeback schedule for May. I heard it was. Now you got to take this with grain of salt, but she schedules everything. She does think any way she wants, and HIBE has been on a defensive because BTS gone to army, and obviously the biggest hit right now is HIBE. I mean, New Jeans. So, and she just did whatever she wanted. So HIBE always had to like look over his shoulder, their shoulders, and it was kind of. If I was Bang, I would be really, really unhappy. Just saying. Now, let's get into why I'm saying this, because you have to understand this dynamic. Now, Min Heejin got 18%, and her support group got 2%. So she was given 20%. She was also given autonomy to control the company, and plus support, full support from HIBE. I wrote crazy generous, but I would say it's stupid generous. You don't, I believe one of the why all this has become huge crazy problem, Bang Siak, Bang PD had something to do with it. This is way too generous. I know he's a creator and he has this lofty ideas, but it's like raising an alligator and giving him teeth, and you just don't do that, man. 18%. Your company put in 100% of the money, and even people like the 4 girls in New Jeans. ADOR didn't pay to find these ladies. Big Hit and Source Music did, from what I read. So for an art director, 20% of the company, Jesus. And it came back and is biting HIBE in the butt. Now, look at it. They only have 20%. That's nothing. In a company, 80%, 51% is ridiculous because you have basically you have no rules. You can always open a shareholders meeting and change everything. Whatever you can do whatever you want. It's basically your company. You don't even have to share profit because you make profit zero by reinvesting. But yeah, there's a crazy tricks you can do. Basically, 51% is the owner. Now, HIBE to 80%. That's why I said this is just it's HIBE. ADOR is just HIBE. They can do whatever they want. Min Heejin has no rights. You can kick him out anytime by having a shareholders meeting because it's democratic. Put your hands up, and that's it. So what she tried to do, I believe, is pull in money from outside that would support her, and friendly shares, so-called, because the dynamic changes, these company dynamic changes when the percentage is divided. Okay, and it's very critical. Now, some people said that the Min Heejin wants like 31% at least, but I really don't think so. Personally, I think just by pulling in enough friendlies, she should have been able to or separate the percentages. She should have had ability to control the company. But this is ridiculous. It cannot be done, and because she got no money, right? And why would HIBE ever sell? Would you sell your son or daughter? No, it's your baby. You don't sell it, right? So it's ridiculous. But I think Min Heejin was trying to do some, at this point, when I only had this information. Let me give you an example. Let's say you had 49% of a company and I have 49% of the company. Oh, and some dude has 2%. Okay? Who has the most power? The dude with 2%. Because the dude with the 2% can hang with you, and you are the full it's yours now. Okay? He can stick with me, and then now I own this thing. It's mine now. And he has the control to choose whose company this is. And mind you, in order to make this company, you spend $49 and I spent $49. He only spent $2. So basically, he has least to lose, but has full control who's going to have this company. He can just mess with both of you guys, but you and me, till the end of the days, if the thing doesn't change. So maybe I thought at this time she was going to have all this different, breakdown, bring in large sum of money and break the shares apart. But I just didn't think, it's ridiculous, because HIBE they wouldn't sell. They just wouldn't. Now, today, I just saw a news and I was going, oh my God, evil plan has finally been revealed. So what is the evil plan? Now, this is an actual thing that was on the news. This is conversation between Min Heejin and her VP, Mr. A. Now, you guys, it would be difficult for you guys to understand that since it's Korean, but also for most people, you don't need to know this stuff. So now, they wanted to use put option beginning of next year. And then she says, and ADOR would become a shell, become worthless, crap. And then she's gonna get some financial investors. Financial investor means they just are putting in money and they don't want any control. And they're gonna tell HIBE to sell everything else and all their stuff to ADOR since it's crap now. And she would use her money and the cash out she has done to buy out the company. Now, I don't know if this is what she said or what A said, but she's in the conversation. Now, sounds easy enough, but let me tell you why this is evil. What the hell is put option? I'm sure you guys were asking that question. So it's like futures and options. It's basically option to buy a stock in the future. It's like a promissory note or something. Yeah. So you're actually buying and selling an option to buy or not. Okay. I'm sure this is not going to make sense to you. It's unless you're in this. Why would you know this? So here we go. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Let's say one share is costs $100. Now, you can put an option on it for 1 year later. Now, we don't know if it's going to go up or down, but basically what you're doing is I have an option to buy or sell at a certain price 1 year later. Now, let's say that is $90. 1 year later, let me buy at $90. Now, then they call it premium. Let's say now the difference is $10, right? The next year came around, 1 year later. One share becomes $150. Now, if you're the seller, although you promised to, would you want to sell something that's worth $150 at $90? Hell no. So you give up $10 and you don't sell. You have that option. But what if next year? What if your share becomes the share becomes $50? It's only the value becomes only $50. It was $100 today, but next year is going to be $50. Wouldn't you be happy to sell what is worth $50 at $90? And you can make exponential, crazy amount of money. Because what if it's $10? You can basically sell crap at $90. Now, and they have to buy it. Now, why is this evil? Because worse the company do, more money you're making at this. If you're trying to use put option in a scheme like this, it's basically what you're trying to do is Min Heejin and her allies were planning to destroy ADOR. That's the only way to make the price of the company to as low as possible. I don't know what she was gonna try to do. Maybe she start fight with. I think the making a whole scene with Audit was one of them. But I have no idea what she was going to try to do. I have no information at this time. But I know one thing for sure. If her plan is to work, the plan she wrote down that she enjoys so much, if that was supposed to work, she and her allies would come up with many different ways to destroy and tarnish ADOR as much as possible so that the price of the company would be as low as possible. Then HIBE loses everything, ADOR becomes worthless, and she would make crazier money. Now she'll be able to take over, force HIBE to sell this shell of a company to her. Now, CEO is not an owner. CEO means chairman of the board. I mean, you basically you have responsibility to the company and to the shareholders. That's your responsibility. No matter what percent you have, it is not. It's not your company anymore, because it's everyone stockholders' company. And she thinking that it's okay to tank the company willfully is just okay. It's just immoral. Not only that, it's illegal. She's going to jail if this is true. Okay, she planned it, but it is called dereliction of duty. I mean, she's it's bad. It's evil, man. If it's true, whatever that I read, provided in the news, is true. She's just now. I already told you guys a lot about how I thought about it, but believe it or not, except most of it, like is eyelid, did they steal something? Other than that, I believe I talked about facts. It's not my personal view. I talked about things like, if when people say things like, when I say things like evil plan, I'm being totally objective because it's an evil plan. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's an evil plan. It is just immoral. That's what I'm saying. But if I put in some of my view into this, like I said before, I believe Bang PD was being naive. I'm sorry, but she was just being too nice. As a businessman, when I look at the condition, I'm going, you're nuts. She ain't all that. Now, also, it's my guess, like I said before, eyelid might have been a defensive measure. They could foresee things going to crap. So if all, they don't know, but if everything goes crazy and becomes a big problem, then maybe court procedures or whatever, such that the Heejins might not be able to function, then as a company, they need a backup. Maybe is one of those things. I don't know. This, I have no idea. This is really just a conjecture. Now, I have a lot of thought on Min Heejin, man. She has no sense of how business really works. I really don't think she understands it. I really don't think she has any respect for it. Becoming a real owner of a company means, okay, let's look at Bang Si-hyuk. He put his time, he put his money, he put his creativity. He failed many times. He almost failed ridiculously big. Can you guys imagine owning $10 million? They'll take everything you got, man. All the songwriting, whatever you have done till then. They'll make sure they'll take everything. Now, I have respect for these business people who, because they have risked everything to get. And it is not promised. No matter how much you risk, how hard you work, or how talented you are, there's no guarantee that you'll make it. And a person like Kang Xiao, he did. I like him or not is not a it's a non-factor. The fact is that he made it. Now, I believe she's just a worker. You know, you get paid to work, you go to work. She just walked out of SM, so she's not like a owner, or she's not like a, how would you say? I mean, if you can walk out of something, you're not in the family. You know what I'm saying? And she goes to another company, and she was treated very well, and she's in charge of huge company with huge funds, and she she had audacity to think it's all hers. And if you're family, and if you're a daughter or son, you got to respect your father and mother and grandparents. Maybe I'm too Asian, but I think we should, because they created us. They gave us subsistence and any and every help and every turn when we grew up, right? Same thing with her. And I think she just, so she has no, no, you just don't do that. Now, I'm gonna say she's not very smart. Let me just say it, she's stupid. Because if you and me, we're gonna go mano y mano, and I'm gonna try to kill you, yeah, I'm gonna shout and say stuff and get my knife out, and we're gonna go for it, right? But if I'm trying to stab you in the back, I gotta be ninja, you know. Let's say if she's evil, I'm not sure yet, but let's say she is, you know, greedy and all that, and she's trying to kill someone by stabbing in the back. You need stealth, right? So what kind of, you can't be spitting at someone else's face and mucking up everything and just scheduling it every time she wants, and don't discuss whatever she wants. She does whatever she wants to do and treat your father company like crap. That's not smart. If you're gonna stab someone in the back, she should have just started to act like she's she has turned her on, and I respect you, Mr. Bank PD, whatever. Now that would be really truly evil, right? But she would have had a lot better chance at making this work. I don't think she could have done it anyway, because if you're not this smart, the scheme itself is not that smart. Because I really don't think HIBE is that stupid. There are measures. You can't just put options by themselves, whatever they want. No, they have to get okay from the stockholders and the father company. I just don't. It just stupid ideas, stupid execution, ended to this. Now, and this is how it all comes down to, what it comes down to. She's desperate, but the path she has chosen is to do a media play. And this will hurt everyone. It has already hurt HIBE. It will hurt ADOR. It will hurt New Jeans. It will hurt Eyelet. And she can't go back on it. And if she keeps going, it's going to just hurt everyone, including herself. Worse and worse. It's just foreseeable. It's just gonna go bad. And if all things are true, she probably would go to jail. So, and what was sad for me when I was doing some research on this thing was how uninformed the people were. They were saying stuff like, uh, the Hive must have made all the money back from the money they put in the um, ADOR, so they should shut up. No, they didn't lend them the money. It's their company. It's like owning land. It's my land. 80% of it is my land. And she can't get out either. And that 20%, if Hive wants to, they can they can make it as an hostile shares and basically attack it and make it to almost zero if they wanted to. Now it's gonna take some tricks and all, but it's doable. They can make it so that Min Heejin never gets a penny or dividends ever. Whatever. So people don't seem to understand that. And other things. There are many other things they're just talking about. It was just like, oh, did they steal? That was, God, I just wanted to tell people that Min Heejin is trying to make fan wars and as much problem or make it as public as possible. But there are things called law in this world. And if the information that was given to me from the news are true, the thing that you saw was true, then she's a criminal. And by just making all these crazy problems by using media, and it's just gonna hurt everyone. She's in a destructive mode. So I can't die alone. Let's all die together type of a deal. And I don't care about Min Heejin. I don't even care about Bang Si-hyuk, man. These are some rich ass. Oh, Min Heejin maybe not in the future, but yeah, it's out of my, they're out of my league. It's their life. But what I do worry about is people like young kids, idols. They're young. I mean, especially New Jeans, they're babies, man. And I really liked Min Heejin for her, go get it, her personality and how she conducted business and how creative she was. But if this is what she's doing, she's just in a wrong field with no understanding of what she's talking about, or it's because she never owned. She always worked for money. Real businessman, a real owner, should have had experience of just putting it all in there, your heart and soul and money, everything. The risk. She never took any risks, and it's all hers. So that's not cool. And let me finish with this. I believe art direction is a very important part. However, it's only a small part. Um, like JP or Bang Si-hyuk, they're creator of music. Um, They choose people. They develop people. Uh, they write lyrics. They make music. They're music makers, and some are performers, whatever. And how they look is important, but I don't think. I think she just got way too big headed. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, um, because if Eyelid stole their music, songs, written songs, and lyrics, and yeah, well, that's one thing. There'll be actually big problem. But style? Anyway, all in all, uh, I was shocked by the news and what was shown to me. You know, that that conversation that was shown. Because when I look at that, I just said, "Oh my God, that's a stupid but really evil uh, plans there," and that kind of sealed it for me. Anyway, now please take everything I've said with grain of salt or maybe spoonful of salt, but it is what an old businessman would have told you, basically. Not a music lover or nothing, just as a businessman. This is my take. Anyway, hope it worked. I helped you guys a little bit. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.